There's a moment that happens in a browser tab around 11 at night when you've got two vacuums pulled up side by side. One's around $360, the other costs almost double. And you're asking yourself the question everyone asks in that moment: am I actually paying for better cleaning here, or am I just paying for a logo? So I looked into how this particular budget-friendly pick performs under real controlled testing, not the marketing copy, the actual results. And what I found surprised me a little. On both hard floors and carpet, across debris ranging from fine dust to large pieces like kibble, it came back with a perfect pickup score. That's the kind of result you'd expect from something twice the price, which raises an obvious question. If it cleans that well, where's the catch? Because there's always a catch. Stick around, because I'm going to walk you through exactly what this thing gets right, what it doesn't, and who it's actually built for. Welcome back to Sweep Gear, where we dig past the marketing and get you the honest, research-backed answers you need before you spend your money. Let's talk about the actual problem most people are trying to solve, because it's rarely just, I need a vacuum. It's usually something more specific and more annoying than that. It's the brush roll that's constantly wrapped in hair, forcing you to stop mid-clean and pull strands out with your fingers. It's owning two different tools because one works on hardwood and the other works on carpet, and neither one does both. And for a lot of people, it's having been burned before, buying something that looked powerful in the photos and turned out to have a motor that just kind of gave up. That last one matters more than people admit. If you've got pets or kids or just a home that gets messy fast, you don't have patience for a vacuum that promises the world and delivers a weak whimper. You want something that actually pulls its weight, especially when you're spending real money on it. And this is where the Bissell PowerClean DualBrush earns some early credibility, because the numbers behind it aren't just sitting on a box somewhere. So here's how it actually works. The floor head has two rollers instead of one. Up front, a soft roller built for hard floors stays in close contact with the surface and handles both fine dust and bigger debris. Behind it, a standard bristle brush roll agitates carpet fibers to pull up what's buried down in there. The point is, you're not swapping attachments every time you walk from kitchen tile onto a living room rug. It just adapts as you go. Now, the company behind it makes some bold claims: suction that boosts by up to 75% when it senses dirt pet hair removal rates in the 90s. Those numbers come straight from the manufacturer, so treat them as intent rather than gospel. What's more interesting is what happens when this vacuum gets put through controlled real-world testing. And that's where things get good. On both hard floors and carpet, across every debris size tested, from fine dust up to large chunks, it scored perfect pickup. Not pretty good, perfect. It also performed above average in an unsealed suction test, which measures how well the floor head keeps its seal around uneven surfaces, gaps, and grout lines. That translated directly into strong crevice cleaning, which matters more than people expect if you've got plank flooring or older tile with visible seams. Debris loves to hide in those lines, even when the rest of the floor looks spotless. On carpet specifically, it recovered 94% of embedded sand in a deep clean evaluation, slightly above the category average. That tells you it's not just skimming the surface, it's actually pulling debris up from down in the fibers, which is the real difference between a vacuum that looks like it's working and one that actually is. And here's something I wasn't expecting going in: and filtration. It passed a fog test with zero visible particles escaping, which is a genuinely tough benchmark to clear. Combined with its sealed HEPA-style filtration, that's a real plus if anyone in your house deals with allergies, or you just don't love the idea of fine dust getting kicked back into the air you breathe. Now let's talk about the feature that actually seems to change how people feel about vacuuming, and it's not the one you'd guess. It's the headlights. There are dual beam LED lights built into the floor head, and multiple real owners describe the exact same moment, vacuuming a floor they thought was already clean, only to have the lights reveal a whole layer of hair and dust they'd completely missed. One reviewer said it made her gasp. That's not a spec sheet benefit. That's the kind of thing that actually changes how thorough your cleaning feels. Pet hair is where this vacuum seems to earn the most loyalty. The brush roll has a self-cleaning design. Grooves guide wrapped hair toward a fixed comb that continuously clears it while you're using the vacuum, instead of you stopping every few minutes to pick it out by hand. In hair tangle testing, it scored above the category average. Not the best score in its class, but solidly ahead of most competitors. The included upholstery tool deserves its own mention too. It's motorized, which is genuinely rare at this price point, And more than one hands-on owner found it pulled embedded fur off couches and pet beds more effectively than a similarly priced competitor's tool. If you've got a dog or cat that treats your furniture like a second home, that's not a small thing. There's also a self-standing design, which sounds minor until you're mid-clean and need to answer the door or move a chair. Instead of leaning it against a wall or laying it on the floor, it just stands there on its own. So with all of that going for it, where's the catch I mentioned earlier? Because there is one, and I'd rather tell you now than have you discover it after you've already unboxed it. The dustbin is small, 0.4 liters, compared to a category average closer to 3/4 of a liter. In a pet-heavy home, that means emptying it more often than you'd probably like, and emptying it means detaching the bin entirely rather than just flipping open a door. It's also louder than average, measured at 84 decibels on max power, compared to a typical average closer to 77. That's noticeable if you've got a baby napping down the hall or you're in an apartment with thin walls. That's worth factoring in. The handheld portion runs heavier than you might expect too, close to 4¼ pounds on its own, with a center of gravity that sits a little high. On the floor, pushing it around, you'd never notice. But use it handheld for an extended stretch, cleaning stairs, reaching up high, and it can start to feel a bit top-heavy. Runtime on max power is short as well, right around 13 minutes. That's actually in line with most competitors, but it does mean no uninterrupted whole home deep clean on turbo without either downshifting or having a spare battery ready to swap in. None of these are deal breakers on their own. But they're real, and I'd rather you know about the small bin now than after it's sitting in your closet. So how does it actually stack up against the vacuum most people cross-shop it with? The Shark PowerDetect? Worth comparing, because the two are genuinely close in performance. The Shark pulls ahead on a few fronts: a larger dustbin, quieter operation, and a slightly better hair tangle score. It also runs longer on low power, but the Bissell wins on unsealed suction and crevice cleaning. It's noticeably lighter to maneuver, and depending on where you catch it, it can run over $100 less. If bin size and quiet operation are non-negotiable for you, the Shark earns that premium. If you want strong, verified cleaning performance without paying for it, the Bissell holds its own extremely well. If you're weighing this against what else is out there, I've left the product link in the description so you can check today's price and see how it compares for yourself. So who is this actually right for? If you've got pets, a mixed flooring home with both hardwood and carpet, and you want strong performance without paying flagship prices, this is a genuinely smart pick. It's also a great fit if you've been burned before by cordless vacuums that looked good on paper and underperformed in real use, because this one's numbers actually hold up. Who should think twice? If a large capacity bin is a priority because you hate emptying vacuums constantly, or if you're especially sensitive to noise, or if you do a lot of extended handheld cleaning on stairs and above floor surfaces, those specific weaknesses might outweigh the wins for you. One more thing worth mentioning before you buy: there's some inconsistency out there on the exact warranty length, with some listings showing 1 year and others showing 5. Don't take either number for granted. Confirm it directly before you check out. Put it all together, and this lands as a genuinely good value pick. Not flawless, not trying to be, but it delivers real, verified cleaning performance that competes with vacuums costing noticeably more, and it's upfront about where it cuts corners to get there. If this helped you figure out whether it's the right fit for your home, tap that like button so more people trying to make this same decision can find it. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. We break down vacuums and cleaning gear like this every week. No fluff, no sales pitch. Now I want to hear from you. When you're choosing a vacuum, does bin size and quiet operation matter more to you? Or would you trade those for stronger suction and a lower price? Drop your answer in the comments. I actually read them.